Welcome back, guys. We are right smack dab in the middle of the summer, and I have an amazing dessert to share with you guys today. It's so good and refreshing, and it is low carb. I have perfected a way to make a coconut fudgesicle low carb. Come and check out the ingredients. It's super easy. We are going to need some coconut milk. Now here I have organic coconut milk. There's only 1 gram of carb per 1/3 of a cup. So that's what you want to do, is make sure you check your labels. You want the lowest carb amount possible. In here, I already added some half and half. We have a little bit of vanilla that I'm going to splash in, some popsicle molds, and of course our sweetened coconut. And actually, I'm not going to be using all of this. This is just, to show you what it is, but we're going to be using just a little bit, and I'll show you that later. And the key to this is chocolate fudge jello pudding. Make sure you get the sugar-free one. And if you pick up the wrong one, just be careful because the carbs are going to be really high. This is actually just going to be 7 grams of net carbs per popsicle. So it's really great. It's a great way to kind of enjoy like that chocolatey taste without kind of going overboard. So let's get started. We're going to assemble the pudding just like you would normally assemble chocolate pudding. We're going to have the half and half in here. I'm going to get down at eye level just so that I add in the right amount. We're going to do the coconut milk. This will just reinforce that coconut flavor too, and it's going to taste so good with the chocolate. All right, then we're going to add in our chocolate pudding. Let's just hope I don't explode this. Okay, good. Add that right in. Okay, and before I whisk this all up, I'm gonna add in just a little splash of vanilla. And I feel like this just kind of gives it that little, wakes it up a little bit. A little extra kick. All right, so just like the package instructions say, I'm gonna whisk this for 2 minutes, and it's going to get all combined, and it's gonna get nice and thick, and I'll show you what it looks like when it gets there. This is the consistency that we want. It's nice and thick, but it's not super, super thick, like pudding it. It's still kind of soupy. So that is exactly what we want. Now, let me show you how I like to assemble these popsicles. What I like to do, take your tops out. Aren't these cute? I got these at Wegmans, super cheap. You can find these anywhere. And, they're super fun because you can really create any kind of popsicle that you want. So it's fun. I'm going to fill these up about 3/4 of the way. And then I'm going to stop, and I'll show you why as soon as we get there. Okay, so I filled up my 4 popsicles about 3/4 of the way. Now, I'm going to use this straw from an iced coffee cup that I have. But anything that's kind of long and thin like this will help you mix in the coconut, because that's what we're going to do next. Each popsicle is going to get 1 tablespoon of this sweetened coconut. So we're keeping the carbs low, but we're kind of still allowing ourselves to indulge a little in the sweet treat of the sweetened coconut. Pour it right in. Now, it's all sitting on top, so I want to get that mixed in. So I'm going to do a motion like this, just like that. And then it will get it all mixed in. Just got to be careful, but you'll see that it actually mixes in pretty easily. And this just helps distribute the coconut throughout each popsicle, and it also keeps the portions the same, because I don't want to have one popsicle have a ton chunks of coconut and then one not to have a lot at all. So I feel like this is the best way to distribute the coconut throughout each individual popsicle. So I'm going to put another tablespoon into each of my popsicles that are left, and then I will meet you right back here. All right, all the coconuts mixed in, we are going to top off each popsicle with the remaining pudding. You might have a little bit left over. And by the way, if this makes a mess, it's no big deal at all, because I make messes, and you can just easily just clean it up. If you overfill it by accident, same thing. You can just scoop out a little bit. It's totally fine, which is exactly what I'm gonna do, actually. Okay, so my popsicle molds, I know that I can fill them pretty much to the top. They're not going to go anywhere. And when I put these in, it doesn't bubble up around the sides. But your molds might be a little different. So just play around with it. Don't fill them all the way to the top if you're not sure. I'm just going to go in here and kind of clean these up a little bit. So my popsicles are ready to go actually into the freezer, but I just wanted to tell you guys one extra thing. There's probably enough pudding in here to make one more popsicle, but I'm not gonna fill up another tray just with one. So what you can actually do for a different kind of take on this, since it is pudding, you could stir in a little bit of coconut, put this into like a little ceramic dish, put it in your fridge, and eat it as like a pudding snack. So I mean, you could do this either two different ways. I think that in the freezer for the popsicle, in this heat that we're having right now, this heat wave, this is perfect. But if you have any left over, don't throw it out. Put it in a little dish and eat it as pudding, just as good. So all I'm gonna do now is pop my tops in, or actually my bottoms, and then I'm going to put this in the freezer overnight. And you could probably do this, be safe for like about 4 hours, but I don't need to eat these today. I actually made these yesterday, so I'm going to grab that out of the freezer, put these in for a few hours up to overnight, and I'm going to taste this for you and show you what it looks like when it's all nice and frozen. So guess what I got? My Fudgesicle coconut flavored, and it was in the freezer overnight. These look amazing, and they actually like hold up pretty well for it being pretty much a pudding pop. But I wanted to give you guys a tip. I already took it out of the mold, but when I did it, they're kind of hard to jiggle out. So when you have a popsicle mold like that, take a glass of water and put some warm water in it, and then take your mold and actually dunk it in and let it sit for a couple seconds, maybe like 10 or 15 seconds, and then they pop right out. So that's a cool little trick. But let's go ahead and taste this. Wow. Coconut and chocolate is one of my favorite things. So when I can have that and still stay on track, we're good to go. And you know what? Because I used some coconut milk and half, and not just all one or all the other, it's creamy, coconutty, but not overly sweet. Go to my blog and get this recipe. Get all the measurements and the ingredients list. It's gonna be great, guys. I'll put the link down below. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. If you made these, let me know what you thought. Make these so you can cool off this summer and still stay low carb. You will thank me, I promise. See you next time.